right, I'll call the Ayer Board of Assessors meeting to order at 2:02 p.m. on Thursday, the 10th of November.
Hello, John, by the way.
Hello, Ed. How are we doing, sir?
I am now on an iPad. I don't know if you can see me or not. Probably not, but that's
Nope.
okay.
It's like you're from the future.
Okay. We were used to operating off the telephone anyway, so this is fine. I can see you. I can see
Excellent.
Thomas now. All right. And I'll stop with my little commentary.
Have you had a chance to look at the agenda, Ed?
I did. So I can make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
The chair will second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye. That's 2-0, passes.
And I do have, go ahead, John.
I was just going to ask if you had an opportunity to read through the last meeting's minutes.
Yes, I have one place here that doesn't make sense to me, if I could. At the page 2 of the minutes of the Assessors meeting of October 21, at the very end, it says a motion to adjourn at 2:48 was made by member Bresnahan.
Oh.
Well, he wasn't here, and I think that should be me.
That's right, Ed. Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not a problem.
I'll make that change and reprint the minutes for your signatures later.
Okay.
And Ed, I had one question for you, sir.
Yes.
Hopefully your memory's better than mine. Did we ask you to serve as clerk? Because you're listed as clerk in these minutes.
I noticed that, and no, I was not asked to serve as clerk. I was told I wouldn't have that capacity. However.
Yeah, we discussed this when putting the minutes together because we have to have a clerk sign the minutes, even though we didn't have a vote, sort of reorganizing the board. So I can take that out if you'd like. It doesn't bother me, but
When you say sign, that can be an electronic signature, I take it?
well, if you want to reorganize and appoint the clerk at today's meeting, then I guess we can go ahead and sign the minutes. I can change the prior minutes to reflect that you weren't officially clerk. So
That's my recollection.
Okay, me too.
yeah, that makes sense, Eddie.
I don't think it would be breaking any sort of procedure if I was to sign them as the chair. I don't think for this one meeting. Then if Ed, if you're willing to serve as the clerk going forward, I'll make the motion.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, John.
If that's okay by you.
It is?
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. Yeah, it would be, I think, remembering from Mr. Bresnahan, it'd be a motion to approve the minutes as amended, and the amended would be we'll remove the clerk in front of Ed's name, and we'll remove Mr. Bresnahan's name on the second page.
All right, then I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes for 10/21/20 with the 2 edits as discussed.
Second that motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. Passes.
Amended minutes. Jacqueline's not here, so I'm also doing the minutes. So that's why it's a little bit of a, there's no technical difficulty. It's just a sort of professional delay.
Well, Tom, you like it. I had to drive over to the next town over to borrow a laptop so I could get on this meeting.
Oh,
It's actually my old laptop my in-laws had, so it worked out fine. But that's why I had to ask. It was the one day where I have 2 kids in live classes. I got a wife in a live seminar. I said, I got no computer.
I don't know. Cindy's listening somewhere, I suppose, but we can get you on the town iPad, the waiting list, if that would be helpful.
I'll send a note to Cindy separately, wondering if I can use my own iPad if it becomes an issue again.
Okay.
It's just a one-time thing, I hope.
And you can absolutely use your own iPad.
Okay, I had a feeling. Thanks, Cindy.
No problem at all.
Sorry, you're in the woods. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, wish.
Okay. Agenda item 4 is approval of the October 2020 assessing department report. Believe it or not, it's not due yet, so we're actually ahead of the game for the first time since the spring. So if you want me to make any changes or add anything, I can do that prior to submission.
This looks just fine to me.
I have no edits myself, Tom. It looks great.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
I make a motion then that we approve the monthly report for the month of October 2020 as presented.
I will second the motion. I'm sorry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. That passes 2-0.
Did we have a second on that, John? When
Yeah, I tripped up in my own language there, but I did try to second it. Then I realized I had to call off the motion.
That's okay. All right, we're good then.
Jacqueline prepared the posted excise, motor vehicle and trailer excise abatement report for the month of October. She posted 25 abatements totaling $2,356.13. So a motion to approve the abatements and sign the report when we can get it to you, gentlemen. So
Make a motion that we accept the motor vehicle posted abatement report for the month of October as presented. 25 abatements, and the amount of the total of the abatements was $2,356.13.
I will second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye. That's 2-0.
thank you. The agenda item 5 are I wanted the Board of Assessors, before I submit them via the Division of Local Services Gateway. I just wanted to get your approval on a series of forms that sort of kick off the tax rate process with the people in Boston. Some of these do not require Board of Assessors signatures, meaning I can sign and upload them myself, but a couple of them do. But nonetheless, I always think it's a good idea to, well, it is a very good idea to have the Board of Assessors see this stuff before I submit it. Just so you remember, we're actually only about 3 weeks away from December 1, which is our property tax classification hearing. So things are moving very quickly for us. And once we submit these forms, we'll have our values approved, have our stats approved, and have our growth approved. So we'll be in good shape for that December 1 meeting with the select board. The first form that report that I have for you is page number 6. I number these for myself as much as for you guys, so I don't lose my place, but it's got a number 6 at the top. It's the interim year adjustment report. It's called the LA-15, the local assessment LA-15. And this form is actually derivative of the LA-3 sales reports that I uploaded. Every year, all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts are required to upload sales to the via the DLS gateway, so that the Bureau of Local Assessment can determine and certify that cities and towns valuing property at 100% of its full and fair cash valuation on an annual basis. So obviously I do the stats and the values ahead of time, and I upload the sales. And this LA15 report is derivative of the sales that I upload. So it sort of creates this report. Excuse me. And it's kind of interesting. It'll show our level of assessment for all classes of property. Level of assessment, the standard in Massachusetts is 100% of full and fair cash valuation. Statistically, that's reached with a median assessment to sales price ratio of between 0.90 to 1.10. And within the classes, the median ratios have to be within 5% of each other, or I'm going to get an email or a call from DLS saying that we've got further work to do on our valuations or our sales. So I did the upload, and if you look look in the middle with total number of sales, we had 110 single family sales. Only 89 of them were arm's length. Our median assessment sales ratio is 92% of market value, which is just where we were last year. And coefficient of dispersion, our error estimate is 6.41, and that's going to be below 10, excuse me, on single family homes. That's sort of the error measure. Now, when I first started looking at the sales, we were 92% of market value on our sales. That was because the market is appreciating in Ayer, and we've had to adjust valuations accordingly. These are for fiscal year 2021, which is January 1, 2020 assessment date, which means we're looking at 2019 sales for property classes that we have a valid sample size. And we're actually going back into 2018 sales to work with sales for classes of property that we don't have a 2% sample or have a handful of sales. Generally speaking, that's usually commercial, industrial, vacant land, apartments, that type of thing. So again, we went and we were 92%. I updated valuations for this year, and now we're at 96% on single family homes. We're at 95% on condominiums, 96% on two families, 95% on three families, 94 on large apartment buildings, 97 on commercial, and 93 on industrial. So we're meeting all of our statistical requirements for approval of our interim year update of assessed valuations program. What's interesting is even with the bump in residential values this year, if we look at 2020 sales through September and compare them to our current assessed valuation, our median assessment sales ratio is below 90 for single family homes. So, that's data's evidence that the market, residential market is strong, and we're going to have to keep adjusting values to keep pace with prevailing market trends going forward. So, any questions?
Not a question, Tom. I mean, it's interesting, but what caught my ear is back on single family homes, only 89 out of 110, I'm sorry, 21 out of 110 sales were not arm's length. There's that many properties moving between family members?
Oh yeah, it could be anything. It could be that it was a private sale, that it was a cash sale, that it had non-typical financing, that it was a portion of an assessed unit, that it included other considerations. But yeah, there's the foreclosures, bank sales, short sales, that type of thing are considered non-arm's length transactions.
And could you remind me, the class 130 to 132, I know we didn't have any activity there.
It's vacant land,
Thank-
residential vacant land. Yep.
There's none of that left.
It's going fast. Like I say, I'm kind of shocked looking, given the the pandemic and the uncertainty that the residential market is so strong, looking at 2020 sales. And if we did nothing this year, then we'd have to do an awful lot next year. So it's always prudent to make the adjustments as warranted, and a little bit every year is better than doing a lot at once. So, and don't forget also, we're in FY21, but FY22 is going to be our revaluation year for the town of Ayer. So the Bureau of Local Assessment is going to come in and do their 5-year audit of our assessing practices and procedures. So they're going to take a real long look at what we're doing, where we're at. And so I just wanted to do a little bit this year. And then next year, when we're going through the full revaluation, we'll do a more comprehensive update of valuations. So in any event, this is loaded and ready to go. I just wanted to explain to the board what we've been doing and what's going on. I don't know if you want to just me to explain each of these reports and do one motion to approve them all, or would you like to approve them one at a time?
Yeah, I do like the idea of explaining them individually, but I don't see any reason why we can't make a motion to approve all three at the same time.
Okay.
As you noted, we don't even need to vote. I just think it's great for my education anyway to see this.
You probably saw it in your online training, John, the whole
It's a lot of acronyms. Tom.
median, the whole sales analysis process. It's old hat for me, so slow me down if you want me to dig deeper into some aspect of it. I don't mind at all. On page 7, I thought you might find this kind of interesting. This isn't a report that we prepare or submit. It's sort of derivative of the LA15 and the sales report that we submit. But not only does the Bureau of Local Assessment check our sales and our ratios full level and uniformity, they also dig a little deeper, and they do in the off years, in the non-certification years, they do a couple of different analyses. Excuse me. They do a sale price quartile report, which is kind of a fancy way of saying you sort all the sales you have, lowest to highest, or highest to lowest, and then divide by 4 and break them into segments. And then so that the Bureau of Local Assessment can see that you're assessing the lower valued properties at the same level of market value that you're assessing the higher end properties. So there's no progressivity or regressivity in the assessment process. So if, for example, if one of these medians had been about 1.04, I would have had to, we would have flunked the test, and I would have had to go back to work on the valuations to make sure everything is in order. And the second thing that they do is they break the sales out by quarters during the months, so that they can see that you're assessing properties that say sold in February at the same level of assessment that you might be valuing properties that sold in November. Now, this can be a little bit difficult if the market is hot and if you're getting double-digit appreciation during the course of the year. It can be difficult to get this to balance out, but it worked fine for us this year. And again, I don't think the Bureau of Local Assessment, unless there's a real problem with the state quartile report. I don't think they probably consider something that was outside the acceptable parameters as sort of an aberration, and that they tell you to keep an eye on it, but I don't think they would hold up our stats at all. But again, it's not a problem for us this year. It's just something that I thought you guys might be interested in seeing. Now, when we do our revaluation for FY22, they're going to break our sales down by style, by age, by neighborhood, and probably quality of construction. So revaluation years, they really drill down even further to make sure that you're valuing capes at the same level of market values as ranches versus colonials, and old houses versus new houses. And again, that's usually for the 5-year certification, so we don't have to worry about that this year. So any questions?
No.
On page 8, this is a report that we prepare every year, and this is one that the Board of Assessors has to sign on the gateway. So what you would need to do after our meeting's over is log on to the DLS gateway and go to the tax rate tab, click it, and you'll see this form LA4, which is the assessment classification report for fiscal year 21. This report basically summarizes the parcel count and valuation information for all of our properties in town for this tax year. We have 1,674 single-family homes this year. That's up 15 from last year. And we have 576 condominiums, which is up 21 from last year. So we're seeing a lot of new residential construction going on in town. And it's reflected in our in this report. Bottom line is, including personal property, we're going to bill 3,399 accounts, totaling $1,351,306,450. So
Wow.
this is just sort of a snapshot of where we are value-wise for FY22. And the Board of Assessors, again, they have to sign this on the DLS gateway. So I can, if you guys get stuck, I don't mind helping you out with that. But this is sort of other than the sales, this is sort of the foundation for everything that follows. And the bottom line is the total taxable valuation of the town is about 4% higher than it was in fiscal year 2020. So, and that's growth and market adjustments. So we're heading in the right direction value-wise. Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Down to the last report, page 9. This is the LA 13 tax base levy growth report. This is the report that the DLS uses to certify a growth valuation. That's new valuation resulting from building permit activity, new lots, utility valuation, new personal property accounts, additions, alterations, exempt properties going back on the tax roll, things of that nature. This is sort of a one-page report that summarizes the growth valuation in each class of property. This year, if you sum up the tax levy dollars available as a result of new growth valuation, we're up to $501,241. Last year we were $647,256, so we're still a little bit less than last year, but it's still, really, really strong. I've been here a while. I remember when I started, Mr. Cornelio will probably remember too, we used to get really low growth numbers every year. And I'm going to say the last 5, 6, 7 years, those numbers have been pretty strong. This is a form that I put together. You can look at it on Gateway. There are also backup reports and spreadsheets that are uploaded and appended to this form that the DLS will look at to sort of audit these numbers. So all the backup is on there too. I believe I can submit this on my own signature, but I think it's good if the board can get on there and just click your name, and mine's not going to disappear. We'll just, and they'll call me if there's a problem, obviously, but I think it's a good idea for the board to sign the growth report. Any questions?
I'm still just amazed by that $1 billion number.
Yeah, it's I'm just, like I say, it's just blown away by the sales that I was seeing in 2020. Which is good. It's always better to have a strong real estate market than one that's flat or declining. And but the flip side is you really got to pay attention and put the work into get the values right every year. So that's the last Gateway report I have for you gentlemen. So if you want to do your motion to approve the reports as presented, that'd be fine with me.
Do you want me to do that, John?
Yes, please.
I make a motion that we accept, what are there, 4, Tom?
Oh, good. Let me think, Eddie. Let me get back.
Yeah, I've got interim adjustments.
6 is 1, 2. It's really just 3 reports because the quartile report's just kind of derivative of the other one. So, but yeah, why don't you just do the 4 reports that I presented to the board? That's fine.
I move that we accept the 4 reports presented by Tom Hogan as written.
I will second that motion, Eddie. All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Chair says aye to approve the DLS Gateway reports.
Thank you. So what I'm hoping to do is tomorrow's Veterans Day, so we're going to be closed. But Thursday, when I come in, I'd like to be able to submit all of this stuff. So if you guys can find some time to just get on there and click a box within the next couple of days, that'd be great.
Could you go over the way one more time, Thomas, as to how we get there to the Gateway to do this checking?
Eddie, I am going to give you a personal phone call
That'll
later
work
on.
well.
Yeah, you get the. I'll give you a call when I get in on
That's fine.
Thursday, and yeah, I'll walk you through it. It's just easy to do it that way.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't have any items of old business. If there's anything the board would like to revisit.
No, only item I had I wanted to talk about was Robert's memo, which would be under new, of course.
Yeah, we just got that yesterday, so that's a new business item. So we have no old business.
Has the mill transaction totally been taken care of by now?
Yeah, we're in the process of taking care of that, Ed. So
Okay. Okay,
I've got a phone call to opposing counsel.
okay, very good.
New business. We got the FY22 budget directive from the town manager's office yesterday, and fortunately in time to include in your packets. I've basically, you can correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I think it's basically level funded budget unless, and then no increases in discretionary spending. And he goes into obviously the uncertainty and resulting from the COVID crisis, but I think it's something, it's something that we can work within these parameters. The only issue we have as assessors is FY22 being a 5-year revaluation year. So it's kind of might be a little tough to get more done with less contractually. But I'm still, I've actually started the process of putting together our budget with a couple of issues in mind, but that I'll discuss with you later on when I have more time. But I think there's a pretty good chance, or there's a path for us to sort of be able to get our revaluation done in 22, and not only that, kind of set up the department going forward after that with sort of a framework that'll in place that'll keep allow us to meet our annual requirements relative to property taxation and approvals from the Bureau of Local Assessment. One thing that I'll bring up to you, to the board, that may impact our FY22 budget. My daughter, sorry, is if you remember, we talked about the Bureau of Local Assessment, as a result of several court cases over the years, has a new approach to, has actually mandated a new approach to the valuation of utility property. And it involves, the net book valuation, which was essentially every year the utilities would mail you a number, and that number was considered market valuation, and cities and towns would bill it. It was nice and easy. The new approach is sort of a two-headed approach. It involves net book valuation, but it also involves a replacement cost approach, which is generally higher than the net book valuation. And they combine the two, and they come up with a number that will result in higher utility valuations than the previous method. The problem is that we have 4 properties in there that would require this kind of approach, and it's something that cities and towns are going to have to pay for. It's not something that can be done internally. It's specialized valuation, and that's going to have to be sort of absorbed somehow into our budget for next year. But other than that, I think we can meet the town manager's requirement of being as close to last year's budget as possible. So do the best we can anyway. When I finish my initial my initial work formulating the budget and just, which is basically, what are our fixed costs, what are our new costs for 22, and what's our plan for the FY22 revaluation, and sort of get sort of a plan together going forward. Then I'll sit down with the board and get your input on it, and I'll probably talk to the town manager as part of the process too, obviously, just to let him know what we're facing in the coming year. But we only got this yesterday, so I have done quite a bit of work on it already, because believe it or not, I have an insider's view here. I know the budget's coming, so I get a little bit of a head start on it. So, yeah, I'm anxious to talk to the board about it. So just give me a little bit of time, and we'll be able to have something for you soon. Do you have any thoughts on the FY22 budget?
Well, my first thought was the 5-year assessment. You already addressed that. And then contractually, I don't know if Jacqueline's in the union or not, but I'll let the town manager address that.
Yeah. Anything I do doesn't include any adjustments in salaries. It's that's all contractual.
As I recall from my FinCom days, there's about a dozen line items, so I don't think it'd be too bad.
No, and there's a lot of fixed costs. It's mapping, it's software support contracts, it's valuation assistance, commercial, industrial, cyclical inspections, residential cyclical inspections. I mean, what's happened to us, and I don't think Ayer's alone, is we're alone in that we're doing the data conversion. So during that process, we were unable to do our usual cyclical inspection process because we were auditing data in, data out. We didn't really need to be changing data out while we're trying to reconcile the conversion process. And we've turned money back the last few budgets that we haven't been able to do. And of course, this year with COVID, obviously, it's put a real damper in the inspection process. So the problem with that type of thing is that the requirement doesn't go away. It just sort of gets pushed down the road a little bit. And that's something I'm going to need to look at just to make sure that we've done enough over the last 10 years to satisfy the Bureau of Local Assessment in terms of the cyclical reinspection program. Anyway, kind of a lot to do.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate year that we have that CPC increase from 1% to 3%.
Yeah, that's going to go on the tax bills
Right.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not,
And the problem with that is I might as well get this out there. Why wait till December 1? We weren't allowed to, Bureau of Local Assessment said we couldn't put the increase on the preliminary bills for CPA. So all of the increase in the CPA is going to go over the last two bills. So it's not going to be sort of an even allotment for the CPA increase over the 4 quarters. Next year it will be, but this year it's going to be, people will pay more CPA on the 3rd and 4th quarter bills than they will on the 1st and 2nd quarter bills. That is the only item of new business that I have for the board. Guys, anything you want to talk about?
for me, it was just the budget that caught my eye when you sent it over. How about you, Eddie?
No, I have nothing to bring up.
Okay. Well, with that, then I'll take a motion to adjourn if there's nothing further.
I make a motion. Well, before we adjourn, are we going to set some sort of a next meeting date?
Yeah, well, what we usually do, Mr. Chairman, is I know everything's happening fast, but when I prepare the classification documents, it's kind of nice to have the board review them, walk through with the board. It's good for me. It's good for the board. And I don't know if we do that. I suppose I don't know if we do that with a meeting prior to December 1, the December 1 meeting, like an hour before, or probably makes more sense just to find an hour somewhere along the way and do another meeting and walk through it with you gentlemen. But yeah, Ed, you're right. We probably need to have a meeting before classification. And this will be my first Zoom classification, so I'm not even sure how that's going to work.
point.
Out. But, yeah, you know the PowerPoint, John, the grid, and all that stuff. So we can walk through that too.
Well, it would probably make more sense to do it a different day than December 1st. Then, if God forbid we find an error, we need time to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know, back-to-back Zooms. I don't know, it might be a recipe for disaster for me. So might make more sense to doing a more when we have more time to sit and think. And
Think how you're developing your skill, though, Tom.
I don't know about that. So I guess our next meeting is to be determined.
Okay.
I'm very flexible.
As am I, not traveling or anything, as far as I know.
Okay. In that case, I make a motion that we adjourn.
I will second the motion at 2:43. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The chair says aye. We are adjourned.